All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Tuesday morning. Welcome to our joint live trade brief. Appreciate your flexibility yesterday. I was flying back from Colorado. How about them Buffs, man? Coach Prime beat Iowa State. Had a great week and a half. In the past week and a half, we had trade war back on, trade war off. This morning, trade war back on. Let me get a hell yeah if you printed money on your hedges. We're going to debrief the hedges. This is why I don't close hedges or Tredges. So you're welcome for those. And then peace in the Middle East. I mean, what? Remember Kamala Harris? I've told Netanyahu not to go into Rafah. I read the maps. Do you remember that? Kamala Harris. No, Israel, so Kamala and Joe throttle Netanyahu. Trump, go crazy, man. Go nuts. Win a war. Okay, now let's do the peace. So, and it's incredible to see Democrats and liberals trying to take credit today, right? Like, well, Biden, got 100 hostages released and Trump only got 20. So Biden got 80% of the hostage. These people, again, Trump could declare he's Satan today, and they'd believe that, by the way, and they'd complain it's not hot enough in hell. So it's just these people are miserable. There are miserable people in this country, and you got to send them love and compassion and grace because they're awful. They just live a sad existence. But we had a great time. So up in Aspen, love flying up there this time of year. You guys got to try and join us either at the Aspen Flight Academy. Next time we'll be flying out in Colorado is for the middle of December for the NHL alumni game. Each year it's gotten bigger. I talked to my buddy running it. He's like, dude, we're like turning NHL greats away. So it's an outdoor game. We do the flyby for the national anthem. Going to be skiing. You get to meet, if you're an NHL guy or a gal, you get to meet all these superstars. So we'll be back out there for that. But it was awesome. I love flying out there in October. God's country, the leaves changing. It's metaphor for life, right? Nothing is permanent. Everything is constantly changing, right? So giving up their colors and they go away. We got snow and then the spring comes and it's a cycle, right? It is a circle. It's a cycle, just like us. So I had a good time. The Spasmatics were at the event. Great band. Love the Spasmatics. Susie came home to make sure Keely didn't burn down the house. I stayed out in Colorado. And then Susie came back out to see our boy Jack. He's a junior in the Leeds School of Business. Got him a nice watch for his 21st birthday. And then beat Iowa State. It's funny because Jack texted us like, hey, meet us at the middle of the field. I'm like, are you insane? I'm 50. I'm going to be 57. I'm not storming no football field. And I think there was like an 8-foot drop to get to the field. So Susie and I didn't storm the field, in case you're wondering. So it was good. Raised a lot of money for the Aspen Flight Academy, but also raised a lot of money for the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. So really, I mean, that's obviously our main focus right there, and super excited to have done that. Okay. Admin items. You probably saw some marketing stuff tomorrow night. I'm just going to do an options basic brief. It's a marketing brief. If you want to come and check out just some options basic stuff, you're always welcome to come if you'd like, but I'm going to be talking to potential new members. So let me give you that right here in case you're interested, or actually send it to your family and friends. My boy Jack, oops, I got to turn chat on. Sorry. Chat's on now. My boy Jack just joined. So we're going to be welcoming a family member here. All right. Any questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, is before I get admin, airborne administrative items or anything like that, let's go ahead. Where's my list? My briefing card. No, we're good. So real quick, Sacred Warrior Fellowship, we're full. The October retreat is officially full, like over full. So the next retreat, if you are interested, since we're doing the end of October, 24, 25, 26, we're not, half of November is Thanksgiving and family and stuff like that. So we're going to skip November 5, 6, 7, and we're already half full for December. So 5, 6, 7, next Sacred Warrior Fellowship retreat. We just helped a buddy, a very close friend of ours, get into the Basi clinic down in Cancun. He's in a bad place right now. He's actually leaving this coming Sunday for seven days down in Cancun, sitting with ibogaine. So it always makes my heart smile. Paul, nope. I think the lifetime brief is the following week. I want to make sure I got this right. It's tomorrow night's options basics. We're going to move that lifetime brief to another day. So yeah. Again, theory, not really. Wiz, do you send out replay for? Yeah, I will. Absolutely. Yep. Everything's recorded here at Top Gun Options. If you didn't, I sent out an alert already. Get out of your Tredges. Get out of, or don't. It's up to you. You fly and fight your own airplane. I close my Tredges. We're going to talk in a little bit, folks, but did everybody, it's almost like I do this for a living. I told you, mid-September to mid-October is a shit show. 4 years of doing this. I'm going to say anecdotally, 90% of the time this happens. So there you go. Hopefully you closed your Tredges out here. And I'm getting tactical right now, but I want to talk as the market bounces off the bottom. You should have already closed your Tredges. Before you place a trade, what do you know to do? When to get out of it. My number one rule of engagement. If you didn't listen to it, you're going to hear it again right now. My number one rule of engagement, my SOP, standard operating procedure. When, not if, because we're being positive, when I get a violent move in the direction of my, in this case, double vertical, I close it. Okay. So it should have been closed the other day, but I was either hiking or something like that. I'm like, son of a, I knew it. And look at what the market did. What did we do, ladies and gentlemen? We gapped all the way down to within a hair's breadth of the 200. And then what happened? I'll step through this in a little bit, exactly what happened, because I want to build a court case here. We gapped back up to what? Oh, the 20-day. Now what did we do? Gapped back down to what? A moving average. So again, folks, I do this for a living. Things happen because they happen the way I've seen them happen for a very long time. Moving averages, folks, they are things. Okay. I'm sorry. 50. Yeah, you're right. I had 200 on the brain. We haven't seen a 200 on, and obviously, folks, we were way overbought. We hadn't had a 2% pullback in, since April. So we were due. All right, here we go. Fresh from Middle East victory, Trump sets his sights on peace in Ukraine. It's an absolute disgrace, the Nobel Commission. They're a caricature of themselves. Do these people not know that they look stupid? We hereby, Obama got elected, a black guy from America. We are giving him the Peace Prize. He just got elected. We're giving him the Peace Prize. Why? And then the guy went on to kill Americans in drone strikes. You want to talk about Trump sending National Guard into Portland? How about the President of the United States killing American citizens? Judge, jury, executioner. Oh, rumph, that's different. When Obama kills Americans in drone strikes, it's fine. But when Trump uses National Guard troops to stop crime, it's a constitutional crisis. Also, Obama, yesterday, a tweet about something. I can't, my skin's crawling right now before I say this, but I'm going to get it out. I'm choking. Good on Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton yesterday is like, got to give it up to President Trump. I salute his efforts and extremely well done. Susie had to grab the defibrillator and bring me back to life. Thank you, Hillary Clinton, for being honest. But there are people choking Where's all the Free Palestine protests saying thank you? He did it. Thank you, President Trump. Not a word, or actually, not. There is a word. He didn't do it. Kamala and Joe did it. So over to Ukraine. I will predict. I usually, in this part of the brief, always end it with what? This is going to get worse. I think it might get better. It might get worse before it gets better. We're eventually going to get peace in Ukraine and Russia, or we're all going to die. Does everybody understand that? Okay. So when was that? Friday? So last week, this time last week, after I got done my brief, look at this. We have just witnessed the largest retail investor buying ever. Retail has bought over 100. Folks, I've never heard this before. I thought 2008 and the Board of Trade going into the global financial crisis, retail was like $100 billion, folks, in the past year, in the last month. Do you understand any of this? Look at the chart. Unbelievable. So, folks, we were walking, not we don't walk in ambushes. We make money off ambushes. This was an ambush. So there you go. A week ago today, this was the headline. Then what happened? Let's step through it. Jamie Dimon, which is comical. How about Jamie Dimon earnings today? We'll talk about it. JP Morgan warns investors are ignoring the threat of a massive market crash that could wipe out 1/3 of stock value. Now, you don't have to type it. I'm going to already tell you because I know a lot of you are typing right now. He says this every year. If Jamie Dimon is consistent about something, it's always getting one of these sentences out every once in a while. A broken clock is right twice a day. I actually give you time. A month or two ago, I said what? There will be a September-October shit show. Jamie Dimon, there's probably a market crash coming in the next year or two. Oh, how brave, Mr. Dimon. So Jamie Dimon said this last week. And then what happened? Friday, Thursday, whenever it was, Trump to hit China with 100% tariff, citing restrictions on rare earth elements. Whoa. So again, let me back up a little bit. I suck. I'm an idiot. 6 months ago, I thought we had a trade deal with China, Mr. President, Secretary Bessent. Didn't you say we had a deal? Oh, actually, Bessent did. And then he backed out a little bit and he said, what? Well, President Trump and Xi still need to iron out the details, but we're good to go with China. And what happened, folks? Rip your face off rally. So what are we doing here, President Trump, Treasury Secretary Bessent? Back here somewhere, I was under the impression, and so was the market, that we had a deal. How many times in these briefs did I ask you folks? I'm like, did I miss a signing ceremony? Because I remember briefing you on what happened first trade war, Trump the first term. The vice premier of China with two other dudes stood on stage in the East Room as Trump spiked the football for an hour before signing the agreement. We didn't see something like that. So this, ladies and gentlemen, was a matter of time. So China kind of blasted first rare earth exports. I've warned you about this all along the way. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when they kind of did this, they control half, a third, whatever it is, of the rare earths on this planet in that massive country. Everything that goes into this thing, everything that goes into this thing needs a lot of what China has. And they control it. They sit on it. Holy crap. the market acted like it had never heard of this before, right? Boom. Kyle Bass last week. China's full embargo of rare minerals, coupled with demands to settle transactions for iron ore in yuan, no longer amount to economic statecraft. The plates have shifted, and we are now engaged in an economic war. Kyle Bass manages billions of dollars, and apparently he needs to be a TGO member. I told you a century ago we're in a Cold War. Technically, we're not shooting yet. We're at war with China, Kyle. We have been. This is just the latest salvo, right? So here's Kyle Bass saying we're at war. Then what happened Sunday? Where was I? Still in Aspen? No. No, here, there, wherever. Investors are waking up to some major news from China. The entire crash on October 10th must have been a misunderstanding. The news about the rare exports controls came out on the 9th at 8:30, 26 hours before Trump posted about it. This was a non-news event until what? He posted it. So implosion, holy shit, we're back in a trade war. Then what happened? China said, let me clarify what happened. The new controls are not a full export ban, and applications that meet regulations will be approved. Whoa, 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 whoa. Amid the market's downturn on Friday, our view was that the 100% tariff announcement by Trump was a bargaining chip. Duh. After China's statement last night, we believe the odds of Trump's 100% going into effect are extremely low. The largest crypto liquidation in history. $2.5 trillion and gone out of the S&P market cap. We'll expect another trade deal soon. So, what happened now? No. They clarified. We actually didn't make a mistake about this. Okay, man. Where are we? Dow drops. U.S.-China trade tensions surge. So, one more time. Let's go briefly through this. We had a trade deal 6 months ago. Well, we didn't. Okay, well, the market thought we did, and we ripped up here without a pullback. Just like the mountain climber on The Price is Right, yodeling all the way up. I told you to get ready for a September-October shit show. Breaking news, rare earth export banned out of China. Trump, 100% tariff, and we'll go even higher. China, no. Sorry, you read that wrong. Okay, great. Market rip. No, actually, you read it right. Welcome to volatility, folks. Preston, we can talk Tredges and stuff like that, but yeah, absolutely, man. We got a whole options weapons school training and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, folks, when markets rip and AI bubbles and all sorts of shit like that, I'm the guy that starts looking at my ejection handle between my legs. I'm the guy that maps out where the exit is. So, Tredges, ladies and gentlemen, are the cost of doing business. If you are long only, if your portfolio last week on that day was completely red, you suck. You needed a blinding green. If your portfolio on a rip your face off rally day is all green, you're also doing it wrong. You needed a red. That's your Tredge, right? So we can talk into that. So, this was an interesting story from last week or over the weekend. Stronger growth, weaker hiring. Forecasters see a split screen economy. Yes, we are entering, and I was about to say we've never been here before. We've never been here before. What's Rumi say? No man enters the same stream twice because he is not the same man and it is not the same stream. So we've never been here before. But what I'm getting at is I've never seen this type of massive super bubble of AI shit that's keeping us up here. Weak hire. Let's not even say weak hiring. The jobs market sucks. It's going to get worse. People getting clipped for AI and all sorts of other shit. And inflation's up here. with a Fed cutting. This is a swirling shitstorm, folks. This is not a good place. We are not in a good place. Well, Wiz, you got some bullish double ver. You got, hey man, trade the market you have, not the one you want. Be prepared for the one you want, which just happened over the past couple of days. Okay. JP Morgan, blowout quarter. Insane. JP Morgan kicks off earnings season with another stellar quarter as Diamond flags heightened uncertainty. Remember this the next time JP Morgan has earnings or Jamie Dimon gives one of his, I think we're due for a massive crash in the next 1 to 2 years. So brave. Folks, this was disgusting. JP Morgan Q3 revenue beat by a beat with a B and a B. Billion. FIC, ladies and gentlemen. Fixed income, currency, and commodity. That's when you hear them say, hey, their FIC division did really well. Fixed income, currency, commodity trading, and equity sales and trading, and investment banking. This is old school 1990s seersucker suit, Wall Street blowout. Every facet of JP Morgan was printing money. Beat, just below. Net interest on income, that's fine. And it's just below. Non-interest expenses, really don't care about. So ladies and gentlemen, you can dig in. This is Zero Hedge obviously does a fantastic job. The results are right down there if you're a booger reader and want to read it all. Blowout earnings. You got it, Bill. Why is JP Morgan down? Get some Atai right now, baby. Up 9%. Why is JP Morgan down right now? Say it with me. It's a wizism. Buy the rumor, sell the news. It's a thing because why? It's a thing. If you do not have your JP Morgan synthetic stock on, first, you're a fool. Second, do it today. You're getting a gift. It's going to fill this gap. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I'm going to say this. Earnings. Buy the rumor. I think JP Morgan's going to print money. They did. Sell it. Get back into it. So any questions? We'll get tactical in a couple minutes, but any questions on that? I'll give you this to read if you want. It was a blowout quarter for JP Morgan. I love it. I love it. Arthur, isn't that great? I love SIBO. SIBO just, wait, the market's tanking? We're going to pop. It's almost a Tredge in and of itself. Okay, here we go, folks. A chunk up here on AI because that's what's going on, right? Ukraine, peace in the Middle East, rare earth exports, strategic brief complete. Operational, here we go, man. Look at this. AI is juicing the economy. Is it making American workers more productive? Investment in AI ignites a fire under the economy, but technology hasn't yet fulfilled the promise of making humans work more efficiently. This is a nice-ish Wall Street Journal headline for what I've been pounding the table about. AI will make a handful of people into trillionaires, or people who bought NVIDIA 3 years ago, multimillionaires. Good on them, folks. I love that. It is not doing what they are all promising it will do. And I can put a comma and put the word yet. I can be completely wrong. It's made everybody more productive and everybody's getting a raise and stuff. This article digs into all of that. So if you optimize somebody's job, you get more work. Or if the employer goes, wow, it really optimized her job and there's really no more work, okay, you're fired. This breaks it. Let me give this to you. This is a good read, folks. This really, it does it better than the way I talk. Obviously, it's a Wall Street Journal article, but folks, it digs into it. It could also automate some jobs away and not so great outcome for human workers. but one that would raise the efficiency and productivity of the remaining workers. Well, we just laid off half our workforce because of AI. So whatever human work is left over, you're all eating it. Oh, look at this, folks. In theory, the displaced workers would shift into fields where their skills could be put to better use. I was a coder. Wiz, I went to MIT. I heard I was getting a 160 grand job the day I graduated from MIT as a coder. I sent out, folks, I gave you this journal brief 5 months ago. AI, computer science majors destroyed. The first two words in that sentence tell you everything you need to know about investing. In theory, Dow theory, AI theory, those workers aren't going to find another job where their skills could be put to use. They're a barista at Starbucks. So far, Wall Street economists have been somewhat divided on whether AI might be currently lifting productivity and to what extent. So, folks, this is all of it. I love reading this article because I'm like, again, somebody's going to be right and somebody's going to be wrong. Either all of these people with their rosy, insane predictions of the future and money and growth and this stuff will be right, or they won't. I don't think there's a middle ground. Right? So read that one when you get a chance over a cup of coffee. I didn't give it to you. It really is a good breakdown of, Wiz, if you already have your JP Morgan on, if not, it depends on time. I can cover one. I thought we covered one recently. Go look at a couple previous brief. I remember doing a JP Morgan, a new synthetic stock for JP Morgan for new folks recently. But if we have time, I can rip one out. Guys, make sure you watch the replays. If you miss a brief, if you don't have time to watch the full replay, at least go look at the trades. Okay. It'll keep you up to speed. People say that we shouldn't worry about AI wiping out jobs. The jobs will just change, they say. But the whole point of AI is that it removes the human component entirely. The jobs aren't going to change. They'll just disappear. AI will make like 10 people into trillionaires. Almost everyone else will be screwed. Mass unemployment, millions of workers rendered irrelevant all at once. That's what's going to happen. Not maybe, not might, it's going to happen. And it doesn't seem like we're doing anything at all to prepare for it. How do you know this, folks? Because 3 years ago, 2 years ago, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all the nerds, Jeff Bezos were like, what? AI's awesome. It's fantastic. Super fun time. They've all kind of started shifting that position to what? Yeah. Elon Musk was the main booger eater first who said, it's going to kill all of us. We need to stop. Do you remember this? A year ago, 2 years ago, he literally said, we need to stop AI development and have a conference. Like, are we sure? And what are we doing? What happened? Nothing. The Chinese AI came out and said, we did everything the US does for a fraction of the price. And we had that initial small bubble pop, right? Do you remember? I don't even know. I forget what the China AI was, but yeah, we're doing it for a fraction of OpenAI. It's weird that we can all clearly see how AI is about to wipe out millions of jobs all at once, destroy every artistic field, make it impossible for us to discern reality from fiction, and destroy human civilization as we know it. And yet, no one single thing is being done to stop it. We aren't putting up any fight whatsoever. How many times have I told you the AI bot in the future is not going to spare you from being euthanized because you bought NVIDIA calls and you made money? You helped build it. I'm not joking. Ladies and gentlemen, the power that I've seen in AI, imagine what is going on in windowless rooms at DARPA. Or I've heard some whispers of stuff of what AI is doing in military type of it's insane. Again, I'm not seeing the money. I'm seeing vaporware and this picture. Where is it? Well, actually, let's talk about China real quick. This is so the NVIDIA CEO last week. China is well ahead of us on energy. We're ahead on chips. They're equal on infrastructure. They're right there on AI models where our models are better overall. OpenAI is better. Anthropic is better. Gemini's, exactly better. He had to hesitate there. However, their open source models are well ahead of us. And then on the application layer, we have to be quite mindful because their applications are very fast moving. Their society is very quick in adopting new technology. They're under regulated. They don't regulate heavily at the industrial level. And so the applications in China are advancing incredibly fast. That is an area I'm quite concerned about. So again, folks, for all of you rosy future AI, you just don't get it, Wiz, it's going to print money. Not if China does what China does. Okay? Everybody following me. Oh, let me move the picture over here. This is a Bloomberg image. This is comical. Maybe you've seen this image because it was floating around the restaurant here. And yeah, I've seen the AI bubble is now bigger than the .com bubble. That I didn't see that. I saw 11 times. The most recent math I saw flying back yesterday, reading about all this stuff, was it's 11 times bigger than the .com bubble and 4 times bigger than the global financial crisis, the subprime mortgages and all that bullshit. So what could go wrong? Everything is perfect. But if you can follow this, folks, there's your single point of failure, NVIDIA. There's also your single point of failure. So, folks, this is look at this. It's vaporware. But again, trade the market you have, not the one you want. You want to keep bidding this stuff up. It's great, but just be ready for the fall. AI data centers are an even bigger disaster than previously thought. What? No wonder my new contracts in the industry shoulders a heavy burden, heavier than I could ever imagine. They know the truth. Folks, I shared with you last week this one. Sam Altman, who's he? He's OpenAI. Sam Altman warns that the AI industry is due for a spectacular implosion. And then Futurism follows up with this one. Whoa. The absurd finances behind AI data centers, folks. For the sake of time, I want to get tactical and do a bunch of stuff. This is a must read. There is absolutely no physical way on God's earth that the math works. It's like the Democrat states, like, to fund our cop pensions, we're assuming the S&P is going to return 50% for the next 30 years. What? Yeah, that's how we're paying for stuff today. Oh my God, people, you're nuts. So ladies and gentlemen, let me give you this. This is a must read. The margins suck. And they're not even, he goes into the CapEx. We're not even, where is it? And maybe it's this sentence or this paragraph. Cooperman assumed it would take the tech industry 160 billion of revenue to break even on data center spending in this year alone. And that's assuming an incredibly generous 25% gross margin. What happened last 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago to Oracle when we found out about their gross margins? Market imploded. Not to mention the fact that the industry's actual AI revenue is close to what? 20. I'm a businessman, folks. I've built businesses, sold businesses. Let's see. I need 160 to break even. I'm bringing in 20. In reality, the industry probably needs what? Not 160. 320 to 480 just to break even on the CapEx to be spent this year. No wonder my new contracts in the industry. So this is known. Yeah, I'll give you this link. This is known. right? It's not like, we're not in the movie The Big Short right now or whatever, where we just kind of, we're looking in the subprime right now. We're the only people going, wait, it's really crappy debt and it's probably going to blow up. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows, even the people that are in the future, rainbows, pixie dust, and unicorns, Wiz, it's going to be more beautiful than you can ever imagine. Even they know it's bullshit underneath it all. Okay. And again, for people who are like, well, they can go help build data centers. Okay, that one's done. That we're going to run out of like data center space to keep building these things. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to end spectacularly. Amazon, we're in a joint brief. Welcome, solo people. Amazon is bringing pharmacy straight to the doctor's office. Amazon pharmacy kiosks. I literally was just, I need my thyroid, liothyronine. I had to call the doctor's office this morning and all sorts of shit and text from Walgreens. And I talked to my beautiful bride. She's trying to figure out Amazon Pharma so we can get all our shit through Amazon delivered and not even, and it's fraction of what I'm currently paying. Still have to do that. Amazon pharmacy kiosks will roll out at select one medical sites in LA so patients can. What a concept. Here's some thinking behind this. Me sitting in my endocrinologist office. Well, it's an endocrinologist office. Here's the 20 different thyroid medications. Put them in that thing. Here you go, Wiz. There's your script. Actually, I'll hit send and it's in the Amazon thing in the lobby. No more going to Walgreens. No more me calling for a refill. It's instantaneous. How about the cardiac? Well, here's the 20 different potential cardiac medicines that can be prescribed. Doesn't it suck? Why didn't we all sit here and think of this? Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, especially for my solo Amazon people, I could not be more bullish on Amazon. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, so again, with the AI stuff, look at that. What did I say? JP Morgan's going to fill the gap. I said that 20 minutes ago, and it already filled the gap. Now it failed it. If you wanted to shoot a bear call spread, you should have shot it up here. So fill the gap, and now we're going to, hover. Over to Amazon. So ladies and gentlemen, remember what I tell you about all this AI stuff and everything like that. If shrimp are a vehicle for eating cocktail sauce, Amazon is a vehicle for eating the AI shit. They have their chips. They have Anthropic. We're in it. You're in AI if you're in Amazon. If you're in NVIDIA, you have all your eggs in one basket. There is no NVIDIA Pharmacy. There is no NVIDIA Prime, which is Netflix. There is no NVIDIA Air, which is FedEx and UPS. Amazon is the Death Star. It is diversified. We're good. So up to you. You're the tick. You're the trader in command. You can keep doing all your AI shit. I got mine with Amazon. When, not if, the AI bubble bursts, and Amazon will pull back like it did anyway, but will weather the storm. They are so diversified that their AI division and, AWS, Amazon Web Services, is fine. Okay? So, any questions? There you go. Brent's already doing it. I love it. That is a good report. I appreciate that. Let's just take a look at a bigger chart of Amazon here. Obviously, Amazon's moves ups and downs with the techs, even though it's not a tech name. We did some good trading on Amazon last. What did I tell you? Look at the violent moves. Down to the 200, back up to the 20, down to the 200. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like a quadruple bottom here at the 200-day moving average. And we're getting it, the S&P's already filled today's gap too. Let me pull up SPX here. I do another, let me look at SPX. So Does all my solo Amazon people should have everybody have synthetic stock on? Look at this. SPX has already filled today's gap, just like JP Morgan. Now it's decision time, right? For everything. Gap down. Oh my God, trade war. No, Trump's going to figure something out. At the end of the day, folks, Trump will get a deal with China and something like that. So these are all the knee-jerk reactions. Before I get into that, did everybody close your Tredges? Everybody close your Tredges. Did I get a vertical? I closed mine. Beautiful Tredges. Absolutely fantastic Tredges. Everybody good. Any questions? Hopefully you close them. You listen to me. You should, before you ever get into a trade, you know when you're getting out. And when I placed these Tredges it was literally a month ago, I said what? When you get a violent move in the direction of your Tredges, close them. And I don't know, I'm not going to single anybody out or anything like that, but somebody in the Max Afterburner group, I think they were, or no, the Hunters kind of new person, like, hey, what are you doing with your Tredges? I'm like, what do you mean? Nothing. They're there. They go out worthless. They go out worthless. That was the cost of doing business. They protected my longs against the September, October shit show. So I forget who asked that. I hope you didn't. Well, you do. I hope you did whatever you do as the pilot in command of your aircraft. Use this as a lesson learned. I told you. Okay. And, that massive pullback, first of all, was due. Second of all, was, the China trade war stuff. The market still doesn't care for now about the government shutdown. What are we, week 2? Did you see how gross Democrats are? Trump is doing what a businessman would do. He's like, well, we're taking in money tariffs. And he's like, you know what? I'm running a payroll for the military. I brought this money in. He's forced Democrats. I pray to God, I hope they do this. They're like threatening to go to court to prevent the troops from getting paid. Where are you in your life as an American where you're going to fight the president against getting the troops paid and the air traffic controllers? I can't stand I love these people. They are my fellow Americans. They have souls. I hope they're awful. Oh yeah, Rick, go Google it up real quick. Democrats objecting to Trump trying to maneuver money around to get the troops paid. Please, I tweeted this. I said, please sue. Go find one of your liberal justices and sue the president like you do every day about getting the troops paid. Yeah, Trump's like, well, I'm bringing in all this tariff money. I'm going to run a payroll for the military. You can't do that. Oh my God, these people are nuts. Okay, so any questions on the Tredges? Should be out of them. Everybody should be good to go. Okay. Technically, today, what do we do? What could we do? We could do the bullish double vertical, but I already did one of those. Okay. I think I don't think we got more to go, to be honest with you. It could be double vertical time, out a month or two. This time next month, folks, it's what? We're getting ready for the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip Black Friday sale and Cyber Monday, and it's getting close to Santa Claus time. So if you've been here for the past 15 years, you're awesome, but you would know that it is time. Around mid-October, October 15th, just about every smart Top Gun Options member has a calendar reminder that says what? Bullish double vertical or long Amazon ? Right? I already have, we're in Amazon, folks, solo Amazon. Does anybody need their Amazon fall trade, their January trade? I have my Amazon synthetic stock on, and then I have my bullish double vertical out to January. Anybody need that? I'm setting up for an end of year rally in Amazon through January. Everybody good in Amazon. As far as weekly calls, You know, it's Tuesday, obviously Columbus Day yesterday, if you watch The Sopranos. Um, I'd be hesitant to sell some short calls today because we are filling this gap, and I do expect the president to say something about China, and I think we're gonna rip the rest of the week. So remember, when something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. Amazon didn't fill the gap today, which is not a good sign. It's up to you, folks. Wiz, I really don't. Let's go back to this chart. Wiz, I think we're gonna fail at the 20 again, and this is a distinct possibility, folks. Let me draw this. Gap down to the 50, back to the 20, back to the 50, and that can happen. What's going to drive that? Trump True Social post about China. Okay, we're back on. Now it's back to 100. This has already happened, folks. We already know that we don't have a trade deal with China, and they're using this rare earth stuff, and we're kind of broadsiding back and forth. If the market doesn't like the broadsiding back and forth, that will happen. We'll go a little lower. I don't think we're going. Where is the 200 day? I haven't even seen a 200 day. Yeah, I mean, what's that? S&P 6,000. Could we? Yeah. Could the market really start caring about the government shutdown? That could happen too. But I think this was enough. Okay. And actually, looking at the 6-month chart gives me a better picture. Look at this. Boing, 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 boing. Whoops. Boing, 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 boing. Whoa. All right. I think we got our whoa. Okay. So, where can I see the synthetic? On what? All right, we got a lot of questions flying around here. What do people need? I see I need it. I need Kat, you need an Amazon? Okay. An AMZN26 or synthetic stock? We can do, we're probably going to go a little long today. I'll do a bunch of stuff, man. Barry needs an Amazon. Well, I'll give you what I have. Let's see if this is still good. Here's the my current. Let me analyze it to see if it's still looking pretty good. I mean, I can build it. I can build a new one real quick. All right, everybody's asking for an Amazon. Let's do that real quick. And then I have a lot of shit I want to cover here. All right. Deselect October, deselect November, January of 2026. Why am I doing this? I guarantee it's probably going to be this exact same trade because you can already see my position here. Okay. What commit criteria, right? Step 3 of my trade plan. Why am I committing capital to this trade? I already explained it to you. September, October shit show complete. Market is always doing what? What's next? What do I have to look forward to? Guess what we have to look forward to next week? Rate cuts. Jerome Powell with another 25. This rare earth thing, the government shutdown might still be going on, but market is what? Forward looking. Got a potential, not a potential. Somebody look at what? 98% probability of a rate cut next week. Bullish. October shit show-ish complete. Thanksgiving's coming. I'm already doing my Black Friday sales. We're going to do an incredible lifetime discount if you want to join lifetime. People are already starting looking to the holidays. Amazon tends to start running. However, what else do we have on the radar with Amazon? On the 30th, estimated, not confirmed yet, we have earnings. Okay. You could wait to do this trade. I would not. Why? I think earnings are going to be pretty damn good. Okay. So commit criteria complete. Commit criteria are what? 3 to 5 sentences as to why I'm committing capital to this trade. During the life of this trade, if some of those sentences change, get out. Why would you stay in it if the reason you got in changed? There's your commit criteria. So if I think Amazon is going to go, let me put Amazon up, is going to go up and rip, I can do a couple trades, can I? First trade I'm going to do is put in a basement. Well, Wiz, if I think Amazon's going to start doing this into the end of the year, I don't think it's going to do that. Okay, great. So that means bull put spread as the basement, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go look at the strikes, but a bull put spread is what? A credit spread. We get paid to do a bull put spread. We're going to get paid to put a basement, a floor under AMZN. I'm going to take some of that basement money and buy a bull call spread up here. Not that high, obviously. Okay, that's actually what we call a debit spread. So this credit spread is going to go help pay for the attic, for the roof. Okay? Bullish, double vertical. Where would we put the basement? I don't know. Let's go look out to January. I'm going to click on this and go take a look at what the options market is pricing for January as far as a range. Whoops. So the current options pricing, as soon as I said the word current options pricing, it already just changed. You saw that. But this is a good ballpark. It's $31, so we double it, 62. Let's go look at the picture. Right? Oh, zoom in. So, and it's not perfect because I picked the 215 strike and we're at 216. So it's close enough for government work. Let's write this down. The top is 240. I'll just round down, 245. The bottom is, I'll round up, 185. Okay. So this is giving me an approximate, start looking at the roof up there, Wiz, and an approximate basement. Let's start with the basement. 185. It isn't going to be the strikes I did, so this is good. 185, 180. And let me just do one contract for people who you do however many contracts you want. Let me go look at this. So I'm not going to do this trade. The first place I look is down here, 1 to 0.2. My minimum risk on a credit spread is 1 to 0.25 at least, right? And folks, this makes sense, right? Well, Wiz, that's not a good risk to reward. Yeah, I know. It's literally at the money straddle. Everybody knows that, so you're not going to get paid to do it. A lot of money, right? So we're going to have to come up a little bit. Let's go look at the chart real quick. 185. I mean, we haven't seen, shit, man. 180. It's in the April chop. So why don't we start coming up a little bit, man? Let's take a little bit of risk. AMZN can always implode, folks. I can be completely wrong. It's not on my radar. So let's go up to where? I don't know, 195. Let's go up 10 bucks. Okay. Why'd you do that? Because I just wanted to. Now let's go take a look. All right. Much better risk to reward, 1 to 0.33. Now let's go look at our max potential loss. The max potential loss in this trade is risking 377 to make 123. I like these stats. So now let's start talking and building. Step 4 of our trade plan. I'm going to sell a single Jan26 195 put. That's me saying AMZN will not be below 195 by the middle of January. What if you're wrong, Wiz? Rarely happens, but if it does, we're buying the lower strike put underneath it, right? So I'm bullish on AMZN out to January. I'm using puts, and it's a spread. This tactic is called a, say it with me, bull put spread. It's also called what? A credit spread. We're being paid to do it. I told you that. Bull put spread, credit spread, right? Okay. Now, risking 380 to make 120. I'm the tick. I'm the trader in command. I put a check mark there and go, I acknowledge that risk. Before I did that, though, I failed. Let's just do 125 since it's popping around. Double this. Right now, double it. 250. You write that down wherever you keep track of your trades. Excel sheet, Word document, kneeboard card, Post-its. And you write down the words, maybe eject. 240. Why? We want the $1.20. We want AMZN to rip, this credit to go down to 0. If Amazon starts imploding, that credit's going to increase. That's not a good thing. If it goes all the way up to double what we took in to 240 in this case, that's when I scratch my chin and go, why is Amazon imploding and should I eject out of this trade? That's why I say maybe. I don't say definitely eject at 240. I can't. I don't know why in the future Amazon might be going down. Is it a one-time thing and it's going to recover? You have, but at least this is a master caution light in your cockpit that flashes and says, hey man, it's at double the credit I took in. What do you want to do? That's why I say maybe eject. Okay. Now I'm going to start building the rest of the trade, but write down 7, 8, 9. If I'm looking at a 70, 80, or 90% credit profit on the credit I took, the $1.20, close it. Pigs get slaughtered. I've seen people in credit spreads at 70, 80, 90% profit like, I want to squeeze out the little bit of $100 that's left. Boom. Breaking news, Jeff Bezos is Satan, stocks at zero. Do not turn a 70, 80, 90% winning trade into a 100% loser. That's on you. Okay. Now, let's start. This is the basement. Basement complete. Let's start building the roof. What was the upper call? 245. And that's pretty realistic, folks. I mean, what was our 52-week high? 240 something? Close to. So we just have to get up to the all-time highs back in whenever that was, September. What's the 52-week high here? 240. So look at that, folks. The 52-week high is 242 and a half. So let's go buy part of the ceiling. Let's go buy that 245 call. Okay. Whoa. Wiz, that's a lot of money, $517. Well, it could be a hell of a lot of money if you just bought that call. I helped you finance that. I got you this for $120 cheaper, man. But it's also what? Unlimited profit. This is called a burner trade. This is me going down the runway and max afterburner my Hornet, hit the fence and go straight up. There is no profit, folks. If between now and the middle of January, Amazon hits $300, you are printing money. So up to you, this is a tick decision. You could just do this. I'm spending $520. If Amazon implodes between now and the end of the year, man, trade war, real war in Ukraine, government still shut down, holy shit, everything imploded. The most you can lose is $1,000. Any questions on that? But if you want somebody to help finance that call purchase, maybe you sell an upside call against it, right? I don't know. It's $10, 245, 255. Why? I want a $10 range to give it a little bit more room to run. Okay. Now how's it change? Well, now I'm only spending $75. Okay. But now my profit target is limited. My max potential profit's limited. You're risking $575 to potentially make close to $1,000. Okay? This now, ladies and gentlemen, is called a bullish double vertical. We talked about our Tredges. They were bearish double verticals. This is a bullish double vertical. Two vertical spreads with the same strategic mindset, bullish, on top of each other. And then you could also play with the strikes. The amount of contracts. Well, Wiz, I'm going to do 5 of the credit spread. Okay. Wow. If I do 5 of the credit spreads, I actually get paid $417 to get bullish on Amazon. Okay. Well, let's go look at the risk. Well, now I'm risking 2,100 to make 1,400. Okay, interesting. Or go play with them down here. Well, how about 5 up there and 2 down here? Okay, let's see what that does. Still a credit spread, 223. Now you're risking 2,300 to pretend it's almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Look at that one. Risking 22 to make 22. Okay. So folks, this is on you. Wiz, I'm not doing that shit. I'm going to do the burner trade. I'm going to do, what's that do? Yeah. So something like that's pretty cool. 5 and 5 in the bull put spread to help you buy 2 upside calls. You're spending 658 for unlimited upside. But I'm going to show just one contract for all my people who are trading smaller accounts. What they do, 255. Okay. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, you could move the whole thing up or down, right? I'm not a big thinkorswim guy. I can't stand thinkorswim. Oh, I can't stand Tom Sosnoff, even though he's not there. Any questions on a? So I currently have the whatchamacallit, a bullish double vertical on. This is a, maybe I'll add this and just do the burner trade here in my personal account. What do I have in the model portfolio? This is the current one in the model portfolio. Yeah, so I already have in the model portfolio and my personal account, I have double vertical. So you know what? I'll do a burner trade. Let me grab screenshots of this. Any questions? So I saw some new solo Amazon people kind of staggering in. Welcome. Options Weapon School. Me covering that trade was a lot longer than I should have. I should have ripped through that trade. Well, why didn't, why would you rip through it? Because you have an Options Weapon School session that you can watch on double verticals. It's an hour to an hour and a half. So even though that took 20 minutes or whatever it was, you can get the edumacation training of this and pause it and take notes and all sorts of stuff. Amazon 1014 metric. It's a good looking trade. I like that trade. And folks, if you're kind of new to options, you might have been the guy or the gal that was just going to go buy an Amazon call option out into the future. That's what's funny about meeting people on the road at football games and talking about options trading. They're like, oh yeah, I trade options. I just bought a call option on whatever. I'm like, so you think it's going to go up? Well, yeah, that's why I bought the call option. Then you also don't think it's going to go down, right? Well, of course. Well, why don't you put on a bull put spread to help pay for the call? What's this sorcery you speak of? There's your Options Weapon School training right there, folks. So if you're kind of newish, whatever, even the people that have been here for a while, go back and watch that stuff. I'm always learning, folks. I get emails on the SIBO education stuff series. I know most of the instructors. I'll go watch some SIBO training. It's good to see other people and how they present stuff, right? So yeah, start watching. That was a double vertical. What's that, session 5? Options Weapon School session 5. Double verticals and burner trades. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're new, there were some new folks asking, Kat, go watch the synthetic stock training. That will give you a synthetic stock trade. All right, Amazon trade alerts. New Amazon Jan26 bullish burner trade at everyone. So everybody in our solo Amazon group will get this alert. Download the app. It's called Go Collab, and you will get these alerts. Okay. So there's the images, new Amazon Jan26. I'll write something like sitting on my hands for now with weekly short calls versus synthetic stock. I'm just going to wait for some Trump dust to clear on this China stuff. All right, so I'll blast that out. Since we're in a joint brief, I'm going to give it to the hunters too. 284 members of the hunters, new Amazon Jan 26. Bullish. Burner trade. Got to put some text in there. I want to double alert them. Or actually, since not all of you are in. Yeah, let's do that. I appreciate that, Celia. Yeah, the options weapons school. That's why I'm doing a free brief tomorrow night. I think I'm getting close to wanting to do just like a whole fresh set of new options weapons school stuff. Trade alerts thread. And then finally, my lifetime, my elite team, 217 members. Jan 26. All right. Did you all want JP Morgan? Man, we just filled the gap on SPX and now we're ripping. Now we got to rally, right? Let's go look. I was waiting for this moment and there's your all clear signal right now. Look at this right there. Soon as we went through 66.25 with airspeed, well, we might come back down to this real quick, but we filled today's gap move up to a 50. We hovered. Why are you at 1 minute? Thank you. Ceiling through the ceiling. So resistance will now become support. And then I think we're the all clear. That's the all clear, right? So come on, Amazon, get off the mat there. What's a tie? Somebody said they love a tie. A tie ripping. A tie. Have some really sad news. Not 9% move. Any check my peeps, see if anybody's got some. Love me some a tie. But sad news, Dr. Nolan Williams. Well, we can talk about it tomorrow. Any news? Probably not. It's weird. MindMed and a tie. I almost never see news on the E-Trade platform. Where do we go? I grab my coffee. I go to my trade floor. Why is a tie popping 9% this morning? Yeah, it's up and it's not us doing it. Yeah, it's just somebody might be jumping in there. I mean, these are all shit we know. I mean, the Beckley announcement, great news. Merger, consolidate. I told you, that. Please listen to me. So nothing, Rick, that's not funny, but Rick is right. My trade floor has been taken over. Folks, I'm telling you, man, I talk to people on Wall Street. They're getting rid of all of these people, man. You don't need a research analyst if you have chat or OpenAI or whatever. JP Morgan already filled the gap, did the same thing. Look at that, folks. Filled the gap, retreated to it, went through it. Resistance becomes support. This is a gift, ladies and gentlemen. JP Morgan on a pullback. The earnings were disgusting. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay. Is that what the news is? A buy rating? I'll take it. Okay. Man, I was in my role in my synthetic stock. Use this as a learning lesson. After a gap move down like this and you see a monster run like that, it went through 6,600 with airspeed and didn't even blink. This right here, a 246, we should have done a bull put spread. But now, we're out of the first hour, right? Amateur hour. Now we're, now we're at the mercy. So if you're not a sniper person, I'll train you to do this stuff. But this would have been a great snipe opportunity. But now Hell, we might fade the rest of, all we need is a true social post. Okay. Going a little bit long here. My med's ripping there too. I like that. Other names, you could short call some SIBO since, it's funny because Friday I had the 242.5s on. Did you see my post? I had the 242.5 short calls on. Or no. Oh, good. That's right. I did. I rolled them up or whatever I did to the 245s. Remember, folks, SIBO, for being in the options exchange, it's got like almost no volume. It's so funny. But if just be careful with selling short calls against your SIBO position, because this thing seems to, you and I, we could all jump in here and buy 1,000 shares of SIBO and move the market. That's what's funny about this. So if you're in SIBO, which everybody, because look at this, look at the bid ask at the 247.5 strike out the Friday, a buck bid 110. Like, seriously? There's a lot, there's some volume in there. So 247.5 would be super conservative short call out the Friday for SIBO. Again, Amazon, JP Morgan, all my other synthetic stocks, I'm going to wait a little bit just because of this. We filled the gap, and SPX is kind of looking around right now like, we good? Is this over with, or do we have more to go? Okay. SPX. So let me collapse the chart here because we're a little no man's land-ish. We should technically, we need another 25 points here to get back to 66.50. But if we fail here, if this half the gap fill fails, I'd fire a bear call spread. We might be in for one of these, folks. Down, up, down, up type of things. You guys know Donald Trump as well as I do, man. He don't like down markets. He doesn't like seeing any of this type of stuff. So, and look at what happened last week right there. We talked for the past 3-4 months about what? Skinny MACD. Almost like no distinction. Now we just had what? A big event, and we got some openness down here on a MACD. So when you see me a little like I want to sit on my hands, that's the truth. However, if you do think, Wiz, you might be right, we might have another slam back down to the 50, sell some at the money calls. Selling at the money Amazon call, SIBO, JP Morgan. Or not SIBO. Be careful with SIBO. As somebody alluded to earlier, it's almost our portfolio tredge or hedge. When the market's getting hammered, SIBO's blindingly green. So you bet, Martin. Celia, did you close them today? You probably made money. Did you have the 240? What did you have? The 242.5? So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to use our beautiful Celia as an example. I love when this happens. So Celia woke up Saturday morning because of God, and she looked at her account and said, I got some short SIBO shares. Had an order in, I didn't get filled. It's happened to me. Then what happened today? God took care of Celia because SIBO opened and is down 1%. So she actually made money on being assigned the short stock. 11.11. We went past it. Make a wish. I hate telling you all this because I don't want you to do it, but I will tell you because there is only truth, the way, the life, and the truth. The handful of times, I think on one hand, of times I've been assigned short shares, I made money. Almost didn't with Amazon one day. I had like short 6,000 shares. This was back at COVID, trading my $3-4 million account. I'm like, oh my God. I was on the phone with E-Trade. I wasn't going to even play with my screen here. I'm like, I'm talking to the trade desk. As soon as the opening bell sounds, get me out of these shares. Thank God Amazon opened down, short 6,000. got out for a nice profit. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3. Amazon turned and closed up that day. If I had not closed those short shares, I would have been wiped. Wiped. Does everybody understand that? So Celia made some money. I love it. True, Tony. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly, JP. That was the Amazon 3000 days, or 4,000, however much it got high. Yep. And that's back when I was buying like thousands of shares of Amazon and selling weekly covered calls against it, bringing in like 10 grand a week in covered call money. Oh, what a good time. Had to go buy airplanes and foundations and all sorts of stuff like that. Okay. Any other questions? I was going to squeeze in a little bit more stuff, but we can save it for AR tomorrow. This is a good read on AR for AR tomorrow. Is ibogaine a new lifeline? No. What, Wiz? What do you mean no? It's an old lifeline. It ain't new. I can't stand when people do this. Like, hey, a new drug is, first of all, it ain't a drug. And second of all, it ain't new. This is an old lifeline. Iboga has been used for thousands and thousands of years. Stop acting like we in the West just found this stuff. The Bwiti in Africa, Gabon. So it's not. It's an old lifeline. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the brief, Susie and I have a close friend. Bad place. On a plane this coming Sunday to Basi Clinic. It's the people that started Beyond kind of split off. Beyond, still Beyond, and they opened their own clinic. And I'm really excited for him to go get cured, hopefully, of a lot of stuff. So, a compassionate detox. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but here's other homework. Read this. You want to short you want to find the next big short? We are going to we have friends that spent 60 grand for a 30-day something in Texas. There's people that spend 100 grand to go out to Malibu to some detox center. They will be destroyed with ibogaine. You don't need 30 days, 100 grand. You need 5 to 7 days and 15 grand, which is disgusting. Drug rehabs lure in patients for insurance money, then leave them on the street. Read that article. I got to walk over to my trade floor and look into how do we short this. Ibogaine's going to destroy the rehab industry, folks. Delray Beach, just north of Boca Raton, is the rehab capital of the world. It's got all these centers. They're going to be strip malls. It's over with. Yeah, I saw that, David. That's great news. I was not happy with the mass holes up there with what they did last year, but and then Gavin Newsom is finally doing something out in California. 1.7 million veterans in California, and Gavin Newsom, Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, all these other states are leading on the psychedelics, and Gavin, the land of fruits and nuts, is lagging. All right, guys, good stuff. I wanted to get a little bit more in, but I know we got our solo Amazon people in here, so I wanted to at least do this. So we have awesome info and learning a ton on these calls as a newbie. Excited for the future of trading with this group. I love it, Preston. Hey, you and I need to talk or we can do this tomorrow. Got a great note from Deborah Mash and the things going on with, I'll cover this tomorrow. Never mind. Whatever. Good news with Demorex. And if you want to invest in Demorex, and because I got another email from somebody, let's just say this. We'll do it tomorrow. Deborah sent me an email with some of the math with Beckley and other things that are going on that if it happens to Demorex, might be buying my own squadron of L39. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll send out a replay with the out in La La Land. Yeah, exactly. No, They're turning. Remember when Gavin Newsom said, "Oh, everybody will be able to rebuild really quickly. We're going to like cut the red tape in our state to be able to build." That was a lie, and it was also a lie that they weren't going to turn it all into low-income housing. So all these people are like losing their homes. They're doing this manifest domain shit, like we're going to put up slums. Barack Hussein Obama, a famous president of these United States, once had a great quote: "Elections have consequences. Enjoy your consequences, California. Enjoy your consequences, New York City. I don't give a shit. Enjoy." All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste. And Basi, Wiz out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for AR.